Hi everybody, it's me, Bob Anderson of Bob Anderson Art, and I'm back to continue on what was originally my second series, but I ended up doing the mural, which ended up becoming my second series, and this is, my second series has now become my third series. So this is the still life. It's the first still life that I've painted in 20 years. I've only painted once before, 20 years ago. So, but I found this image and I absolutely loved it, and I printed it. And so I got, this is a vertically horizontal image. So I got a vertically horizontal canvas, and then same proportions. And then just to remind you, I divided the center of the image and then each side into 1, 2, 3, 4 equal segments running down, and then I did one in the center of the image across the middle, and then divided this equally up here and this equally down here, so that what I created is 16 grid squares on this photograph, which I had printed at the store into an 8x10. Then I took the canvas, which was the same proportions, a vertically rectangular image, and what I did first is I did the background. This bluish gray, you can't really see too much of it, but I did a bluish gray kind of mottled background in the first video, and then I came back and I put there's a little bit of a table along the bottom of the image, and I put that in. I don't know if you can see it here, it's right across the bottom, and then I put in the base of the white marble vase, which is here. And then I did the mural, and now I'm back. And so I'm going to proceed to start working on this upper square right here, the upper left-hand corner, which is right here. And I darkened it a little bit so you can see it. I hope you can see it. And now I'm going to start working on painting, reproducing this little square right in here, because that's where it appears on the image. Okay. So, now, okay. Now, so you see within this image, it's all these colors, pink, white. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go throw in white in the exact proportion. So it's right here in this area, right in this, see this location is up in the left-hand corner. So I'm gonna put a white, the beginnings of the white flower right here. Now on my palette, my very elegant foam picnic plate, I do believe I told you before how it's great to go to the art stores and buy their fancy palettes, you know, like Van Gogh or whatever they have. It's great, but after you've been around for a while, this works great for me. Foam picnic plates. So I put yellow and orange and red and blue and green and white and black and burnt umber and purple right there. So I can use that as my starting palette of colors to begin to put the flowers up in this upper left-hand quadrant, okay? So that's what I'm gonna start right now. And I see that this white flower is right up here. Ooh. And it comes down, see, it's really, actually it almost goes to the very inside center line of this square. Or it's actually kind of a rectangular. But the module, the upper left-hand module. So this flower, this white flower back here, is like right here. So it's pretty correctly placed so far. So I'm just gonna put a little thicker coat on it here. Okay. Now I see right in here is a magenta-ish kind of looking flower. And I may have to dig, I didn't pull out a magenta color. I was a little unprepared here. But I'm gonna just start to put it in here. This is not the exact correct color. I'm gonna rework this a little later. Okay. Okay. So this I'm gonna go back in later and put a little more magenta in. But for the sake of continuing the video, I'm going to use just this kind of red color here, which is inaccurate, and please accept my apologies for that. And I'm gonna wrap it around the corner because this is a gallery wrap canvas, which means it's a thicker frame. It's not like a real thin frame profile for the canvas. It's a thicker profile. So you can hang it on the wall, and you can actually paint the image right around it. It's three-dimensional, it's sculptural, and you don't need a frame. It'll look great by itself. But as I always say, frames make everything better. Okay. So I'm just popping this reddish color, which I will correct to more of a magenta when I'm done with the video. And so see, I've put this white right here, white one in, which I'm gonna put a little thicker coat of that on now. Oop, I'm getting a little pink in there, but that's actually okay. Okay, there we go. And there's like a little shadow of a grayish color, which I'm just gonna pop in there right now. I don't know if it's this, it's just a little shadow right about here. Can you guys see that? It actually should be a little darker. I didn't make it dark enough. And I'm gonna put a little burnt umber in because it's almost got a little brown in it as well. It's a brownish gray. Okay. So now I've put the white base of this flower in. I put a red base for this magenta color. And now I'm gonna put this pink one up. Maybe I should put a little shadowing on that flower because we're working back forward, okay? So this flower has a little bit of shadowing going on, a little interest in the white. Okay. Now I'm going to move ahead and I'm going to do something really exciting. Oh my God. I'm going to start putting in this yellow, oh my God, this pink flower up here. And maybe I'll put the stem in first, actually, the green stem. So I'm putting a green oxide, mixing it with a little burnt umber, and you know I'm gonna do it the other way. I'm gonna do the flower part first. I'm changing gears on here. Okay, so I'm gonna take red, cadmium medium red, and I'm gonna add some white in on here. And keep it real light because this is real light pink that's overlapping this red blossom here. Oh, I need some more white. Hold on. All right. When you're mixing pink, just a tiny bit of red mixed with white will make it pink. If you put too much red in there, it overwhelms the white and you gotta end up putting more and more white. What is that? That looks pretty good. Okay, so this pinkish color is going like right up here. See, it goes right up to the edge, a little more than halfway. So it comes down like this. And across the top of this white flower that I based in already, and then it has the underside wraps around here, which I will darken in a moment. It's a darker, deeper red or pink. And then we have like this petal that's coming down here. Okay. Now I'm going to go up to the top and wrap this blossom around the edge. Okay. Now I'm going to add a little of the deeper pink right here, because see, it's right here on the underside of this blossom is the deeper pink. So I'm going to put that right in there. And then I notice there's like a darker pink section there. And there's one right in here. Now, while that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and put the stem in that connects to that blossom. And I'm going to go back to that green oxide, chromium oxide green, I believe it's called. And I'm going to mix a little burnt umber in it to knock down the brightness of the green. And I'm going to grab a slightly smaller brush because this is a little thinner. So see how the stem comes out? Like right here in this section. It comes right from about here. Wow. I realize looking at this that this background is much darker than it is up here, but I'm not going to worry about that. Because it's my world and I'm gonna rock it out any way I want. Like I've always told you, it's you as the artist. Since I'm not doing this for anybody, I'm the artist, I am the god on this painting, okay? As you are on your artwork, okay? Oh my goodness gracious, that is so much darker, but that's okay. It will still look awesome at the end. And then I have some green other stems that are crisscrossing up here. And maybe what I'll do is I'll darken them down so that they pop out against the background, because this background was much lighter than in the photograph. It's much lighter. So these green stems were popping on the light. So I'm just gonna improvise and I'm gonna make them a little darker. And a little shading to them. Otherwise, I'd have to go back and lighten this whole section, the background, and it's not really important to me. Okay, and it's like there's some little darkness up in here. This is where the stem is connecting to the flower. Okay. Now I'm just giving a little dark line on these stems to make them pop, since I screwed up the background. Okay. I have another one coming across here, and another one coming up in here. Okay, now what I think I will do is, well, I'm going to put a little more of the darker pink in that flower. A little more burnt umber in that pinkish color to darken it. Oh, I need a little more, a little black in there. And this is creating the underside of this blossom that you can see on this picture. Could make it a little darker. Okay, there we go. And there's a little piece right here that's darker. And then there's a little bit of a brown line right here from the blossom. Okay. I'm gonna lighten that, and I'm gonna make this a little darker yet. Oops, there we go. And now I've gone a little too dark there, so I'm gonna go back and put a little lighter pink in it. Because that's what you have to do sometimes, is go back and forth and drive yourself crazy. Okay. And there's a little bit of a red, pinkish, dark pinkish, almost red, that's right here. And I'm going to extend this darker pink underside area up a little higher, up to here. And then there's a little bit of a shadow that a little line that comes down here and connects it to that red dot, and it goes a little bit right here. I don't know if you can see that clearly. Okay. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. I'm going to continue in the next video working in this section. Okay, bye-bye.